Let's get started. My name's Paul Krofssik with Digital Watchdog. I'm the director of training here. If you want, make a note of my email address. If you have any questions post webinar, we will be recording this, so you'll be able to pick it up off our website and our YouTube page. And I think we have a Vimeo page. They just have higher quality video on it and probably a few other ways to find it. We're going to start because we've released a new Blackjack server, but we do have a bunch of different products. I don't know why this thing is arguing with me. Here we go. There we go. We do have a bunch of different products and servers. So we've got our Blackjack CX, which has the integrated PoE switch on it, 16 port. We've got our Blackjack DX, which is our plug and play server with different power levels for different camera counts. We have the DX1, the DX3, DX5, DX7. We have the Blackjack P racks, which are rack mountable versions of the DX. And then we have our Blackjack rack servers. These rack servers have a 5-year on-site warranty. And I believe right now, up to about 400 terabytes of storage. We have our Blackjack MX, which is the one we're going to talk about. And then we have our Blackjack AI servers, which have Spectrum and the AI built into it, and the Blackjack AI appliance, which allows you to add video analytics to a existing Spectrum system. And then, of course, we have our Blackjack clients. And we're actually going to talk about those and then one other new product. I'd keep it as a surprise, so to speak. So the Blackjack MX is a very small form factor. When you see the specs, you'll see server. It has a dedicated SSD with Windows 10 long-term support on it, long-term support contract version, LTSE, dual 2.5 gig Ethernet ports. We have HDMI out and VGA out for local system config. Keyboard, mouse, even has a VESA mount in it, so you can mount it to a back of a monitor for real small install. 2 terabyte of storage. These things are in stock, and they, of course, have our 5-year warranty on it, all preloaded and ready to go. But these are small. We'll take a look at the specs here. At the bottom, they're 7.5 inches deep, 6.5 inches wide, and about a little over 1.5 inches tall. All right. They have the Intel Alder Lake processor in it. Again, they have the OS on one SSD and then the main storage on another 2 terabyte on another SSD drive. They again come with the VGA output up to 4K output if you want. Operating temperature is very good, up to 104 degrees. So again, a very nice small form factor, and something is blocking my view here. Sorry, guys. A full version of Win 10 LTSC is installed. So what you get with long-term support contract is you get no feature updates, which tend to change the OS, but all the security updates. Right? So we will continue to go on. Here we go. This is the system starting up. I just wanted to show you guys, this is a fast boot up time. You get a flash of the BIOS screen, and then you go right into the setup. So this is it just starting up. Then you go to the main screen. And then as long as you don't forget your password you can go click on the icon at the bottom or the icon on the desktop. The desktop also contains the manual, our IP Finder software, Team Viewer, should we need to get in. All right. And then we're just going to go and log into the BJMX. I think I fat finger the password here when I did the screen record. So nope, made a mistake. And I believe the default is admin 12345, which of course you should change. And that's it. Get you right in. Very fast boot up time, thanks to the SSD and the Intel architecture that's on here, making it a very fast system. So in closing, this thing is a very compact network recorder, okay? Designed to be fanless, designed to be put in tight spaces, designed to be put in those vented enclosures on the outside and in unusual areas, as long as they're either vented. In the case of Canada, they've got to be heated. In the case of some other areas, either fans or fanned fans or cooled. Gosh, I can't do it. Again, the small form factor, I'm sure you guys will find some other things you can use it for. So even though this is small form factor and Spectrum installed, I got questions about, does it still work the same? And this will work identical to one of our CX, our DX models, our R racks, or whatever. It is the same software with different hardware. We're allowed to do it. So all of our AI cameras will work just fine with it. You want to take this, put it in a box somewhere, put a couple of license plate cameras and some people detection cameras. You can go ahead and do that because the cameras have the AI built into them. It's on the edge and it goes into Spectrum, and Spectrum filters it out and sends out your alerts and creates your database so you can search for events after the fact. So it makes everything work very well. Okay. The cameras again will allow you to distinguish between a car and a person. You'll be able to search for a car and a person uh, in the setup. And these things have, excuse me, guys, these things have the ability to use all 11 algorithms. So you have your megapixel AI camera. It's got intrusion, line cross, enter, exit, appear, disappear, stop, loitering, direction changes, tailgating, counting, and then logical rule is when there's two or more detections going on board. Okay. And it'll, of course, process if the camera is 4K or 5 megapixel. All right. So all the external stuff will work the same with these guys, even though it's just in this small, compact, very fast package. So we have a bunch of cameras in our X series, and we're releasing more. If you actually go look on our website, you'll see a couple of new releases. We have versions coming out with back boxes on them, QR code reading camera, which we'll probably have a webinar for in August, maybe even sooner, maybe the end of July, who knows. We're doing some interesting stuff. If you actually go to our website and you just look for all the cameras, all the coming soon stuff at the top, we have cameras coming in with back boxes built in, as I said, the QR code, and we're doing different stuff to cut down on reflections to the lens, IR issues, and things like that. So we have a bunch of new designs coming out that will help that. Now, our other new product we released is a small guy, and it's a little PoE extender splitter. Okay. So I'm going to show you the spec page, but we're going to talk about what this thing does. So number one, this is invisible to the network. It's transparent. And what you do is you can apply up to 90 watts to it. Okay. And what will happen is you'll get 60 watts out of one port and 30 watts out of another port. But let's say you've got a 75 watt output. Okay. 75 watt output will give you 45 and 30. Okay. And then, of course, if you have 60 watts, you wind up getting 30 and 30, or you can get 45 and 15. Sorry, 45 and 15 if you do a 60 watt setup. Sorry, 40 and 15. So it's really a neat device. And the applications are, you ran one cable, customer saying, I want to add something else. And so, of course, we have the illuminators we talked about. We have the speakers. We have motion detectors. And this allows you to take that one cable, plug this device near the camera, run another wire shorter, and now you can hook up a second device at the camera, and then add a speaker, add a motion detector, add an illuminator, and basically helps you with all these installations, saving you time and money on these long cable runs. So actually, this to me is a really cool product because it's simple and it solves a real world problem. You may go out to a site, they already got all the cabling there, and they want a site watch loudspeaker with every camera. They want it on this corner, they want one on the back of the building, they want on the side of the building, but all the cables already run. And now you can go out and not have to do another cable drop or try to justify to charge for another cable drop when they already have all the networking done. You can put one of these devices in line with it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Blackjack client. Okay. Because we get calls and people are sometimes using older machines. They're putting Spectrum on these underpowered laptops, sometimes running oddball versions of an OS or still running, God forbid, Windows 8. And so what we've done is we've designed systems that have just Spectrum installed on it, and they're tuned for digital Watchdog Spectrum. Okay, so we have two models. We have the dual display model, so you can have two monitors hooked up to it, run whatever other program they want to run, but it's really designed to run Spectrum. They have it up on two monitors. They can do all the live view and playback they want, 128 cameras across both monitors. But here's the trick. Also, these things power video walls. So Spectrum has a whole video wall capability built into it we don't talk about enough. And so you can use these clients to power video walls. So we have the dual display version, and then we have the quad display version, which is a little more powerful, a little more RAM, and a different video card in it, so we can have four monitors hooked up to it, running 4K if you want for each monitor, and then having four versions of Spectrum up there running. So again, keep these in mind. May have a project where someone just wants to watch their cameras, and you're like, okay, what are you going to run it on? And they're showing you something they may have gotten 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you're like, might not be as good as you like. So a couple of housekeeping things, and then we're going to talk about the website. Upgrades. I want to encourage you guys to look at your install base of systems, and anyone running 4.0, 4.x, you should be getting them upgraded to 5.1. Okay, I think we have a new version, 5.1.4. And the reason is because hardware is changing, OSs are changing, cloud capability is changing, and of course, we're adding a whole big AI component to Spectrum. And so the only way to take full advantage of that is to, of course, upgrade to 5.1. So keep that in mind, work it out with your customers, but doing the upgrade is very easy. We have an in-client upgrade. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the in-client upgrade in this video here, where you can go in, go to updates, upgrade to specific build, and you put in the code I had on the other screen. And again, if you want to do it, get the information, just let me know. I'll send it to you, but it's on our website. And you click download, and it'll download the updates. Now, this will vary, but this whole video takes like about 1 minute and 40 seconds, 50 seconds, something like that. This is on a fast internet connection, so your mileage may vary. Maybe they have a slow site over there. So just letting it rip. It downloads it. Then you click install update, and it'll install the update. It'll start the server, stop the server. Now, the only thing you might want to do in advance is if you can have someone force a whole reboot of the system. And again, I don't know how much you want to interact with the end user, because they're going to see that the next time they connect to the client, it's going to ask, do they want to upgrade their client? Because they're going to have 4, and you're going to have 5 in there. And then the first time it'll ask for this, and it may ask them to put their cloud credentials back in to reconnect to all their sites. It's a very fast update. So very little worry about it. And like I said, there's all things happening all the time. They want to do eventually add cloud storage. They want to do AI analytics, stuff like that. They'll need to go up to the next version. A couple things: support and our tech support, and supporting yourself and finding answers quick. So on our website, we've got our knowledge base. So in our knowledge base, we have, of course, you can go to our knowledge base, type in Spectrum, update. Okay, so this is what we just talked about. And it will bring you to a couple of different articles. Do you want to update a Mini? Do you want to update a CAS camera? Okay, it gives you all the instructions, where to go find the files you need. Okay, how to upgrade the firmware and the CAS camera. And this one's very recent. That was June 21, 2024. So it's all updated on where to find it on our website and things like that. Now, the next thing we have, though, is Dwayne. So Dwayne is our AI-powered chatbot. And you type in, I'm going to type in a different question. I think I typed in hello, because I'm like talking to it. How do you update from Spectrum? Was it from 4.2? I think I wrote. Yeah. So vague question. And then, of course, Dwayne will think about it and then give you a support document on how to do it, and even give you some things saying, hey, back up your license keys, back up your database, and you can just type in and look for an article about your database, and then go ahead and do your upgrade. So you have all the information there. The next thing is trainings. We're adding trainings all the time. So these are live Spectrum trainings. So you can go out and do it. We have one coming up in Tampa next week, Woburn, Mass, Baltimore, Lubbock. We're also going to add Amarillo very shortly, Minneapolis, and then we're going to add in September, I think it's September, Wisconsin and Michigan. So we're adding these live training dates all the time. But our other calendar is our event schedule, which has all the webinars and all the live trainings. And then we do some trainings at the different distribution branches. So by all means, come on out and do it. You can just click on them, it'll take you there to where they are and what's happening.